Okay, just finished Dark Side of the Moon, Transformers. I remember this movie in the theaters and enjoying it, especially since it's like Leonard Nimoy is one of his last appearances. I think he did. I think his last appearance was actually Star Trek, but I don't know. I think it was the second Star Trek movie. But yeah, this was yeah. So Leonard Nimoy voiced Sentinel Prime, which Sentinel Prime is in Transformers One, which I didn't realize it was Sentinel Prime until like one's red, one's blue. It's like that's I can't remember what he actually looked like in the cartoon, but we Sentinel Prime's in it, so I was like, cool. Uh, I like the girl in this movie, um, Kari. I like Kari more than Megan Fox's character. I think she was better character. Let's put it that way. Did not suspect the guy from Enchanted to be the villain, though. That was interesting. Like, the human villain of this movie was the guy from Enchanted. I can't remember his name, but yeah. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I catch on that show. But overall, I enjoyed this movie more than Rise of the Fallen. And I enjoyed it more than the first one, but I think it's only a 7 out of 10 movie. It's just the fact that Transformers 1, the first Transformers, not Transformers 1, but the first live action Transformers, was like a 7 out of 10. And this is a 7 out of 10, but I think this is a 7 out of 10 for different reasons. Like, this one's storyline was better. There was a comedian, but he really didn't do anything. It was like Bobby. It was Bobby from K-pop Demon Hunter, and what was it? Kim Jong? Kim? I can't remember his name, but he was in it for a bit, and I think he didn't really have a role, but he was the comedian, like joke of the movie type deal, and he was only in it for like maybe 10 minutes at the most. So yeah, what was it? Shockwave, which he was terrifying. So like you can actually tell the villain Transformers in this movie instead of them all being the same color. Like Starscream looked different, Shockwave looked different, Sentinel Prime looked different, Megatron looked different. So my negative in the last movie is a positive in this movie. So it was nice seeing all the Autobots, which they're always different. Each one has a different color. Sad that what was it? Ironhide. They got rid of Ironhide in this movie. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. But now I'm trying to think of how many movies there are, because what movies are coming next, because I know The Last Knight comes, but I thought there was someone before Bumblebee. And then it was Rise of the Beasts. But I looked it up and there was only those three. Last Knight, Bumblebee, and Rise of the Beasts. So I'm like, what was the second movie from Matthew? Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm just like, I enjoyed it. I think it's a 7 out of 10. Again. But it's like Sentinel Prime, Leonard Nimoy Sentinel Prime is pretty good. It's just Leonard Nimoy was good. Man, we watched a legend when we watched Leonard Nimoy. I think this is the last one with Shia LaBeouf, so that's it. But it's like his girlfriend should pretty much know, hey, this is why I lost my last girlfriend. Because stuff like this keeps happening to me. I don't know what I did with my last video upload, but it had a little yellow symbol exclamation point. I think it can't get comments. Don't know what I said or did, but it did. So, but so I'm trying to not say something that will get that comments turned off. So. Yeah, but Optimus with his flying wings was pretty cool. I think he looked better with Jetfire though, with the black wings and the black armor bits. But yeah, him with his trailer was pretty cool in this one, and it lasted longer too. I forgot that this is where they actually defeat Megatron. So that's where the other Megatron shows up. Well, it's the truck. Did he name that one Nemesis? I can't remember. Like, I know it was Megatron, but I'm trying to remember if the name of it was Nemesis Prime. Because it was like a silver and black like truck like Optimus. It's been a while since I've seen that one. I think I can watch it on Amazon, but I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know which movies I are now. Like, the last night, and then I thought there was one other, then I thought it was Bumblebee, then it was Rise of the Beasts. But the other one I can't remember. I don't know did I watch Rise of the Beasts? I don't think I've seen that one either. I know I saw last night. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the helicopter flying overhead. Sorry about that. Like, if you look up my window, it's right over there. Don't know if you can see it. It goes right overhead my house. Heck, I get the military helicopters fly over once in a while because well, a couple like an hour or two away from a military base. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed them last night. The writing is much better. The action, pretty good. Like, I actually really like the action in this one. But I noticed the CGI is not as good as the first two. I think this is where the CGI starts raining. Well, people started, like, they used the CGI, but they never made it actually look like it would last. Because there were scenes where I was, like, a little fuzzy around Transformers and stuff. It's like, it looks like you were just copied and paste. You know? It was kind of like how I was thinking maybe the first movie they were, like, using some type of puppets or something so that some of the parts were actually in scene. This one, it looks like they didn't use any of that. But that's one of the negatives. Another negative is, again, the mom and dad were kind of just there, and they weren't really. The mom is just really like the most dirtiest mouth in the movie. Whew. But the crude humor is not as bad as it was like in the other movies, so there's that. But they did drop the F-bomb a couple times. I noticed. Well, they dropped it once, and then they get cut off the other two times that they were about to say it. So that was that. That's a negative. Trying to think of another negative. I think there was too many parties. Like you had Sam and Carly, which is funny because I'm like the entire time I'm thinking of iCarly. Like Sam and Carly. Then you had the villains. Then you had the military base. Then you had the Air Force. Then you had the Secret Force. Then you had the Marines. It's like there's too many groups to keep track of who's who and well. Yeah, but I don't think it was that big of a negative. I just too many groups to keep track of and names. Of course, Sam and Carly I keep remembering because of iCarly. That's great though. I actually really like Sentinel Prime's design. It looked pretty good. There was another negative I was just thinking of and it swept to my mind. Oh, I think it's funny that the entire battle basically takes place around Trump Towers. That's kind of funny. I'm like, the road's going to around Trump. That's great. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this movie takes cues from the other movies where it's like giant beam in the sky, like Suicide Squad did, and I think Rise of the Fallen had a beam in the sky, but this one had it again. Well, it's like, it's just a giant beam in the sky and something's coming through it. It's like, that was I don't like the Avengers even had stuff like that, and it was something that I had a friend years ago. He sold me a bunch of comic books. We were friends. Like he worked at the same place, and he was getting kind of annoyed with that. And now going back watching some old action movies, I'm seeing it more. I'm like, yeah, it's always just a giant beam in the sky with something coming through. I think that's a huge negative because when you think of it, all these final battles are literally just the same thing, just with different characters. And it's like, yeah, you can write something different. Like, why did it have to be a giant brain bringing Cybertron to Earth? And now that I'm here, I don't think, is Cybertron still alive? Because I remember the last night was Unicron, right? I don't know. But I would still probably give this a 7 out of 10. Even though I figured they did a better plot line, and they didn't go into the Middle East anywhere. No Middle East this time. I'm disappointed. No Egypt, no Pakistan, nothing like that. takes place in America. I'm not meaning like I'm sounding anything, but literally the last two movies were desert fights, had desert fights in them, and this one doesn't. So, kind of surprising. The final fight is literally in a giant city. Chicago? What? That's where Trump Towers is? I can't remember. But, yeah, it's like I enjoyed it. I'm curious how much money Donald Trump gets paid because of every time someone watches this movie and is like, we gotta go to Trump Towers. There it is. You can't remove this scene out of the movie. Not like Home Alone. Like Home Alone, it's like, oh, Trump shows up at Trump Towers with Macaulay Culkin. This, it's like the entire battle takes place around Trump Towers. They talk about Trump Towers several times. It's like, he must be paid a lot of money for his name to be mentioned. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's probably my favorite out of the three so far. Mark Wahlberg? He's the new one. He's in Last Night. I think he's also in the one that I can't remember. So I don't know what's going to happen with the next one, but out of the three, this is my favorite. I think, like I said, there are some iffy things. Like the CGI doesn't look as good as the first two. Even Rise of the Fallen, the CGI looked better. The plotline was better than the second one. Giant beam. I can't remember. Is there a giant beam in the next movie? If there is, please don't giant beam in the next movie. Shockwave, cool. Soundwave, Shockwave, one of the two. Which I believe he was in Rise of the Fallen, but I can't remember because it was like one of those. Like if he was, it was a very short time. Tired, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a good movie. 7 out of 10. It's the last Cyber Buff movie, I believe, of Transformers. So, it was that. Which, I guess, if I was Sam, I'd be like, whew, I don't have to do any more running around with Transformers. Let's give it to someone else. These I've seen multiple times. Last Night, I only think I saw Last Night in the theater once. So I don't remember that movie at all. Even though, if I remember right, it's only like a 2017 movie. So, yeah. Oh, my cat's got the zoomies. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's good. I'm sorry about all the yes I'm saying. I'm kind of getting tired and yeah. I don't. There we go again. I don't say that many yes in real life. It's just when I'm talking to my phone, trying to think. I guess. I don't know. So I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Depending on what everything is, I'm either going to watch one of the other Zack Snyder verse films for Justice League. I'm trying to get through all of that. It's very painful. Or it will be, I think I did find Man of Steel online, so I might be able to watch Man of Steel and see how that was again. But I have to. But I kind of want to get food free Transformers, but I don't know how, if I actually have any of them online. I think they're on Amazon Prime. Not sure. Gotta double check. But if I can't watch them, I'll probably watch one of the Justice Leagues or something like that. I'm not watching the Justice Leagues in order because it's just too much. Like I said, I might watch Man of Steel. The only way to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League is apparently on YouTube with ads. It's really annoying. But I'll see what happens. And yeah, let you guys go. So I don't know what's going to be next. I was actually supposed to watch Wonder Woman with my sister over the weekend, but she wasn't feeling good, and then she had a friend over today. So that got postponed. But I got to watch all my Transformers. Well, 3 of the Transformers. So the next 3 will be maybe next weekend, maybe this week. We have X-Men on Wednesday, I believe. So there's that. It's almost the end of the month. That means Spider-Man comes out. Don't know when I'm going to see that. I'm hoping a week or so. That week or the next week. Probably the next week because I got my paycheck. But yeah. See you guys next time. I've been talking for 22 minutes. Bye.